Ooh, look at that. Did it work? Yes, it worked. That's incredible. I'm so shocked at how cool that technology is. Hey everybody. How y'all doing? Happy, what day is it? Tuesday? They all sort of like run together now, don't they? I thought that I would jump on here now that I feel like I've kind of got all my software worked out, and yeah, I'm pretty excited that I was able to do the countdown and have the blank screen working. I think next time I'm going to try to have music play. That would just be next level. So how's everybody doing tonight? Today? This morning? Tomorrow? Whatever it is, wherever you are? That's true. Days are meaningless. That's very accurate. I'm just here to remind you guys that I have a super big, awesome announcement on Friday. I'm sure you can guess what it is, but I just want to make sure that you all stay tuned here and all over the socials for, the big news. The big news. And if you want to make sure that you are privy to the big news because you are just far too busy to pay attention to my socials, then be sure to follow me on Spotify. I would be so grateful if you would follow me on Spotify. That would be awesome. Pretty pleased with sugar on top. And the other thing that I want to let you all know about that I'm super excited about is that it has taken so long to get my web store up and running. At least my get not just up and running, but like retooled. I've been working really hard on getting a lot of new products, getting all of the images kind of sorted, like making the site super pretty, get nice model shots, all that kind of good stuff. So if you would go to store-aesthetic-perfection.net, you will see, I didn't include the HTTP. That's why that link is broken. Store.aesthetic-perfection.net. Bah! Now it works. Okay. Yes, dramatic pauses. I've been working really hard on my dramatic pauses. So I want to make sure that when I'm live streaming, I don't stutter. I don't fall over my words. I don't go, maybe, perhaps. Let me think about it. It's a lot cooler if I have these dramatic, poetic, thoughtful pauses to make sure that I articulate myself in the best way possible. Yeah, so that's it. Pretty much. Really stoked on my new software here. I'm glad that the countdown works. I've got a whole bunch of new awesome items in the Aesthetic Perfection web store. I'm now offering free shipping in North America. In America. Yeah, that was. I almost shot myself in the foot there. Free shipping, free domestic shipping for orders over $75, and new music is coming on very soon. And a big announcement is coming on Friday. And I really want you to follow me on Spotify. That's it. Wow. The self-promotion part of this was pretty quick and painless, I think. Of course, throughout the live stream, I will be sure to drop a few links, drop a few plugs. But that's how you got to do it. when you don't have a manager, you don't have a label, you don't have anybody to try and sell your wares for you. You got to do it yourself. I actually feel bad going online and being like, hey guys, here's all the stuff I'm doing. Check out my new merchandise or check out my new music. It feels like, it feels weird. I'm getting more used to it, but I'm still not like fully comfortable being that like salesman type person. But hey, it's the internet, and everybody's trying to sell you something, right? Okay. That is one crisp, clear camera. I like to hear that. Thank you, Sean. What's great about this camera is that it was like $50 on eBay. It's like crazy. I got 2 of them. I got one of them over there. So when I do the live streams for my Patreon supporters, here, let me. Actually, you are a Patreon supporter. Hello. Should give a quick shout out to all the Patreon supporters that are in here. We've got Elodia. We've got pretty sure. Sean, I'm pretty sure you are a Patreon supporter. But if I missed you, let me know. I will shout you. Oh, we got Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Ada, of course, Ada. Look at that. Look at that. We got Patreon supporters in here. Right here, let me see if I can show you this real quick because I'm pretty stoked on it. Yeah. But that is that's for patrons only. Oh yeah, I should mention actually. Just kidding, self-promotion is not fully over. We are only 20 supporters away from unlocking the album. I should have mentioned that. I did not expect to get this far this quickly in the dramatic pause while you find the word. I didn't expect to get this many supporters so quickly. I thought it was going to take like an entire year to even like break 600. That's why like having 600 Patreon supporters is actually on my vision board right there. It's crossed out, by the way. But yes, we are currently at 600 and is it 30 or is it 20? Are we at 630 or are we at 620? I think we are at 630, but that would mean that we are only 20 supporters away from unlocking the actual album. And what that means is that I want to take all the songs that I've written and released this year, as well as some other sort of unreleased tunes, put them together on a proper album and release them physically, because you guys seem to love physical albums so much. And who am I to deny you the things that you love? Yes. I forgot Raz. Where's Raz? I don't see her. Oh, see, I'm all. Here's the thing, guys. This is the thing about shouting patrons out. You all have different names across all of the platforms. Of course, I know Raz is Rihanna, but my brain takes like a few seconds to process that information. And when you're like when you're quickly scrolling, but I'm going to make that a word now. When you are quickly scrolling, when you're squickly going through the comments, your brain doesn't recognize everybody's name. At least not as quickly as it should. Good. Oh, the way you say Raz is adorable. Should I say Raz? Raz? Right. Oh God, I'm not gonna start doing an English accent here. Okay. Anyways, yes. The link for my Patreon, yes, of course, you can have it right here. It is www.imperfectsociety.net. And the great thing about it is it doesn't like the not HTTP. All right, here we go. HTTP. Imperfect Society. Oh my God. .net. I think this is correct. Oh my God. Boom. All right. We did it. We did it. All right. yeah, so we are now only 20 Patreon supporters away. And what is so cool is that starting this year, so starting with the new year, I was able to enable annual subscriptions, which is super awesome because, I understand that a lot of people, they're uncomfortable signing up for, like a new monthly bill, right? I totally get that. Like, we have so many monthly bills in this day and age where it's just like phone and Netflix and Hulu and HBO and whatever like software we are subscribing to. Like, holy crap, I have so many different subscriptions. It's nuts. I should sit down and calculate all the subscriptions that I have. And I always hesitate signing up for a new subscription. I get it. But yeah, so we have annual subscriptions now, which are great. When you sign up, you get a 10% discount. So you can sign up for as little as like $2 a month, which is $24 a year. You get a $10 discount. That's something like $21, $22 for a whole year. And you get a whole bunch of awesome perks and things like that. And you get to help me create more music because, as I've said a million times before, I'm an independent artist. I have no label. I have no management. I'm doing this all by myself. And because of the 12 songs in 12 months project, I'm not doing any remixes, any commissions, any sort of side work. So if I'm going to pay the bills and pay for all of this crazy stuff, I do need your help. All right. Now that does it for the self-promotion for the time being. I'm sure I will return to it later because that's how it is. I don't really talk on any platform. Good luck knowing who I am. Yep. Especially with a name like I'm Not Trevor, which makes me suspicious that you actually are Trevor. But, if you're not Trevor, that's okay. Off topic. Thoughts on favorite Bernie Sanders memes? All right. I'll answer that question. But I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of talking about all my favorite bands. Everybody on Facebook always wants to talk about bands that I like. And I want to come on here to talk about stuff that is not my favorite bands. My favorite Bernie Sanders meme is, of course, the one that Joey made where he put Bernie in place of Till Lindemann, the picture that we took with Till on the tour in London. And that was a really, really good one. But of course, there were a lot of also hilarious ones. I like the ones where he's in like dingy like rock venues and stuff like that. I mean, they're all good. And I think it was awesome that Bernie really embraced the whole like meme and put it on t-shirts and then donated the money to charity. I think that's awesome. So, hi, Daniel. I've seen you as an opening act of Lindemann in February last year. I've never heard of you before, but I'm since that evening a fan of your music. It was a great live show from you. Well, thank you very much, Tom Mainbird. You will be my main bird in life and in death, perhaps, probably. I'll think about it. That's probably one of the best compliments that a band could ever hope to receive going on a tour like that. I've said it before. We were really, we were really scared, or at least I was really scared. I don't know about Joey. Joey doesn't feel any fear, I think. But so let me rephrase. I was really scared. I thought that, because Rammstein, Lindemann fans are so rabid. They're so dedicated. They don't really care about opening bands. So I kind of went into that tour expecting people to throw beer bottles at me and to get like booed off the stage every night. So it was a really welcome surprise that it didn't play out that way, And after the show, of course, like I went out into the crowd and handed out flyers and took pictures and everything. And that was just a real confidence boost, seeing so many people not knowing who Aesthetic Perfection was, but really enjoying the show, wanting to take a picture, wanting to get a t-shirt, wanting to get a flyer. You know, we actually got like a bunch of new Patreon supporters from that, which is just, you know, wild to think that we made such a positive impression on people. So it was a great tour. I'm super grateful for it, and I'm super glad that you are now in the world of Aesthetic Perfection. Welcome. Actually, speaking of new music, have you caught the new Imperative Reaction album? It came out of nowhere. Well, it didn't come out of nowhere for me. I know that Ted has been working on this for years. And he was talking about it on Facebook for a really, really long time. And I actually got, he sent me, I feel bad. He sent me the album like a month or two in advance because I was like really prodding him. I was like, dude, let me hear it. Let me hear it. And he sent it to me. And I listened to the whole thing. I thought it was great. And, I forgot to write him and tell him how much I loved it. And so then like a couple of weeks later, the album came out and I was like, oh, Ted, dude, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you, your album's great. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. I'm sure that was still a dick move though. Like, hey man, give me a leak of your album and I'm not even going to tell you what I think of it. Yeah. Oh boy. Daniel, can you put the invite link for the AP Discord, please? It's in the rules channel. I'm not logged into Discord on this computer, so pop it into the comment section, and I will re-comment it because you can't click, because, yeah, obviously, like, you can't click links from other people. You can only click my links because my links are the best. I'm not seeing the links you guys. I actually don't see the links that you guys post. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't see any of the links that you guys post. I think YouTube edits them out. That's crazy. Well, we have a Discord, and it's great. I highly recommend it. I don't have the link. All right. As a crazy Rammstein fan, we do normally dislike opening bands. On their tour, we sat down during the opening band. See? That's the kind of stuff I was expecting. I was expecting a lot of angry and unhappy Till Lindemann fans, but it was not that way. So, super lucky. All right, I'm going to answer this. Yeah, I'm going to answer this question one time. Will you be touring in California anytime soon? Guys, there's not going to be any tours for a really long time. Like, don't even think about it. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but there's not going to be any shows, any tours, anything like that. I say 12 months, at least. Now, of course, there's going to be like regional shows, that type of thing. Yeah, or like outdoor fairs, and I saw that what's his name? Toby Keith or something like that is doing a show at Glen Helen Blockbuster Arena, right in San Bernardino. But that is absolutely going to be socially distanced, and he's American, and it's outdoors. But like club shows and stuff like that with international touring bands, it's just not gonna. No. We were supposed to go on tour with Lords of Acid almost a year ago. It was supposed to kick off on March 11th last year. Flew all the way to America to start that tour. Obviously, He Who Shall Not Be Named hit, and the whole world shut down. And we've been trying to figure out like how to make that tour happen ever since then. But that tour is going to happen. When is that going to happen? I don't know. But it ain't going to be soon. Can you please shout out Paul in OC? Shout out to Paul and OC. I don't know if that's Orange County or Orange County, but probably Orange County. Oh my God. Where's Mara? Mara never gets into any of my live streams. She hates it. She doesn't like when I talk loud and talk like this. She doesn't like cameras. She's camera shy. I think she's psychic. I think she knows that the camera's on. But yeah. Wait. All right. Hold on. Let me see. This Discord thing is getting out of control. All right. Applications. Let's see. Let's see if I'm still logged in on the work computer. This is my work computer. It's like 20 years old. I need a new one. Like nothing works on here. But, all right. Here. Hold on. I'm coming to rescue you guys. Hold on. Here it comes. If I can find it. No. Come on. Settings. Almost there. God, I hate the internet. I hate technology. I don't even know how to share this. This is crazy. This is wild. This is madness. Server boost. Is it here? My account. This is crazy. Guys, I don't know where it is in the back end. Please go on tour with Lord of the Lost. I would love that. We are good friends. Probably some of my favorite people in the whole music business. But do not worry about tours right now. Don't you even do it. Don't you even try. Yeah, there's no freaking share thing. Y'all crazy. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Whoa. 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 I hate technology. I'm very bad at it. The fact that I'm being forced to do this live in front of 63 people is miserably embarrassing. Boom. There you go. Discord link. Oh my God, I did it. I can't believe I did it. I better see like all 63 of you guys sign into the Discord right now because that was embarrassing. Your show here in 2019 was dope. It's funny because the lights got desynced during your set and you had to restart the song, but I love stuff like that. I don't love stuff like that. I hate stuff like that. At the Detroit show on the 2019 tour, somehow it's basically like a Logic project. So it's like a music software project that has every song on the whole tour in it. And you use markers to point to which song like comes next and all that kind of stuff. But somehow I had messed up when creating that set for the night. And it just went haywire. It just started playing random songs. We had no idea what was coming next. Not into that. It was not fun. But I'm glad that some people like it. Are most music artists just working a day job until concerts can happen? I don't know. I think that artists are in a unique position right now to really use the time to not only create, but connect with their fans. Build up their YouTube, build up some sort of like infrastructure that supports them. Because here's the thing. And I don't want to sound like I'm a doomsayer because I'm not. I do believe that touring is going to come back, and I believe that it's going to be stronger than ever before. But we just don't know when that's going to happen. And it's unwise to just sit around and wait for the world to go back to normal because we don't really know what normal is going to be when all this is over. Like, so much of our lives have shifted to streaming, and just essentially like online connection has been accelerated, right? I mean, it was already going in this direction, but the situation has just absolutely accelerated that, and we don't know what the world looks like on the other side of this thing. Will there be tours? Absolutely. Will there be concerts like there were in the past? For sure. But will they happen as regularly? I don't know. Will people be as interested in having them? Will they trust going out to venues to engage in these types of activities? We don't know. We have no idea. So it's much better, in my opinion, to make the best of a bad situation, figure out how you can maximize your productivity in the world as it is right now. And this is what I do. I work from like 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single night. Okay, 10 p.m. if I'm really trying to get to bed early. I'm working on my web store. I'm doing live streaming stuff. I'm thinking of interesting and engaging things to post on Instagram, writing new music, working on singing, collaborating with people. It's just like there's no shortage of things to do for me. And I think that a lot of other creatives have that same opportunity right now. Like I'm not special. Like anybody can do this. Like in the grand scheme of things, like Aesthetic Perfection is a tiny band, right? Like there are so many bands that are way, way, way bigger than me. And they're not doing this kind of stuff, right? Like they're just sitting around going, when's touring going to come back? Like why aren't you doing, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to criticize anybody. I just think that there's a lot of opportunities here that a lot of people aren't recognizing. Will you ever have kid-sized clothes for sale? My son loves your stuff, but even a small looks like a dress on him. You know, we would like to, but the problem is that when printing merchandise, you have either a 75 or 100 piece minimum. So if you're printing like per screen, so per design, and kids' clothes require a smaller screen, so you would need to create a full screen for that. And that means I would need to create 75 to 100 shirts. And that, given the size of the band and the fact that our demographic skews older, most people who listen to Aesthetic Perfection are between 25 and 35. I think our percentage of under 14 is something like 0.5%. I would lose way too much money on it. So I would love to do it. Perhaps if something changes and we get a younger fan base, I will be able to invest in that. It's just not something I can do right now. It costs a lot of money to print stuff. Like, just for example, all the new stuff that I just added in the Aesthetic Perfection store, I spent, close to $4,000 on it, right? And that's a lot of money to invest up front in stuff that you don't know if anybody's going to buy. So if you love me, please buy this stuff at http store.aesthetic-perfection.net. I don't have any fancy books. Looks like Matt. Oh. How about this? On Politics, a history of political thought from Herodotus to the present. It's not really fancy. It's quite dull. I got like halfway through the first book and then I forgot to finish it. But I do want to read this, actually. I'm quite interested in it. How all different types of political thought has influenced humanity over the ages, because, we've been around for a long time. Pretty sure we've had a lot of interesting ideas that nobody talks about anymore. What comes first, music or lyrics? They both got to come at the same time. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Every time I try to start with like lyrics and shoehorn them into music, it doesn't work. Every time I start with like, almost a finished song and then say, okay, now I got to write lyrics over this or like vocal melodies, it doesn't work. They need to be written at the same time. Anytime I try to do something else, it sucks. It absolutely sucks. As I said, I bought a Bark at the Moon t-shirt because reasons. I know your reasons. And I appreciate them. And I thank you for your support. Yes, the Bark at the Moon shirt is awesome. And we got some great model pictures up. I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of the way the site looks right now. I'm just going to be really honest. I spent like 4 hours on the site today, resizing all the images, getting everything up there, getting all the quantities up there. Oh my God. Spent way too much time on it and was done. I'm like, oh my God. And I run and I show my wife. I'm like, look at this. Of course, she's happy for me, but I'm the one that just spent 4 hours on it. So I'm like doubly excited. Someone could write a poem. Okay. Now that is interesting. How do you do that? How do you do both at the same time? What do you mean? Somebody could write a poem and then a melody, but usually something comes first. No, obviously it starts with something like maybe a word or maybe it starts with a melody. But like when you're talking about building all of the elements, because a song is so much more than just like one line or one melody. You can have a song with a great, great melody with, that sucks because the arrangement is bad, the lyrics are bad, the singing's bad, whatever. It's like it's a whole package, and if every element doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? So how do you write a song and lyrics? Like a singer-songwriter, you just go like, you just say whatever comes to mind. I once was a dog. No, I don't like going to there. I once was a dog. Then I had a cat. Then I went to Orlando. And I bought a parakeet. You just say whatever comes to mind and strum chords and then, hope it works. By the way, don't steal that. That was really good. The parakeet dog cat song. I'll know it if anybody steals that. You just got a preview of like the song for like July, because that's a hit. The $10 mystery shirts are an amazing bargain. Yes, they are. I actually took a lot of items out of the store and made them mystery shirts because, we had like one or two designs that had like one shirt here, one shirt there, whatever, and I just threw them all together. So we just consolidated everything. There's a bunch of new mystery items in there. I'm just going to warn you, though. We do not know what you're going to get. If you buy 10 of the same size, you may get 10 of the same shirt. So just warning you. Needs more distorted beats. The acoustic song needs more distorted beats. Ugly guitar. Wow. You guys are really nice. Like you could build a song from a feeling and not know the words. I don't think so. Everybody that I know that like writes really good music, they start with both or they write both at the same time. I mean, obviously things will change through the evolution, right? It's like you don't need to have it all. Like a lot of the times you'll say like write the vocals for how do I describe this? There is just because a word works on paper doesn't mean that it works when you sing it. A lot of words that sound good when you say it or read it in your head sound terrible when someone tries to sing it. This has to do with the physical limitations of singing. There's a lot of vowels that just don't work when you sing. So if you listen to people that really know how to sing, you'll notice that they modify their vowels. So it's like, when somebody sings high, they won't sing E. They won't go E. They'll go like A. So it's really, when you're trying to craft a song that sounds good, the words have to sound good too. And very often you have to sacrifice what you want to say for what sounds good, because everything is in service to the sound. If the song doesn't sound good, then nobody's going to get the message. And that's the sort of, that's the reason why the lyrics and the music have to be written together, because they all have to fit together like a sonic puzzle piece. And if they don't, they will sound disjointed and not fit. And, where that's not even taking into account like rhythmic patterns and the way that words need to fit together when you're singing them in the cadence of the song, right? It's so much more than that. And every time you try to shoehorn words into an existing piece of music, or take a piece of music and then just sing over the top of it without any sort of plan about, how the melody's gonna, how the verse is gonna take you into the chorus and then bring you down to the bridge. Like, you have to tell a story. A song is telling a story, whether or not it's a direct narrative with the lyrics. You're taking your listener on a journey, and every single piece needs to fit together, or else it doesn't work. Any favorite TV or streaming shows that you're watching right now? I'm working so much I don't have a whole lot of time for watching stuff. Although I did manage to get through Bridgerton, which was surprisingly pornographic. It started off so strong, but then at the end I was just kind of like, what the hell is going on with this shit? And then I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian right now. It's a little weird because I'm getting like Xena, Warrior Princess, or like Hercules flashbacks. It's very sort of like, hello, stranger. Would you like to go on an adventure for 22 minutes? Okay, we're going to just wrap this all up in a nice little package in 22 minutes. I don't know. I'd listen to that 100%. Yeah, it's a good song. I'm really, the gears are turning in my head right now for that amazing piece of music that I managed to whip up. I mean, just literally in 10 seconds. I mean, that's called being a professional, right? Like, you just understand your craft so in depth, so intuitively that, the hits just spill out of you. The Cat song is great. Very, very true. Nothing wrong with getting multiples of the same shirt. You have backups for when you wear the first one out. I like your way of thinking. And they're mystery shirts. What's the fun in knowing what you're going to get? I mean, and they cost only $10. So it's all about the mystery. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. See, I just made that up right now. That's not a hit song from the 80s at all. Did anyone ask about the t-shirt that you are wearing today? It's a must-have. Well, thank you. This is actually my clothing brand, Close to Human Clothing. And you can get that at HTTP. Don't forget it. closetohuman.com. We are the premier brand for what's the word? Oh man, I lost my sales pitch. We are the premier brand for pop culture cat parodies. There you go. Found it. We've got Perminator. We've got Pulp Kitten. We've got Star Paws. We've got Aliens. It's all there. And they're all full of cats. And yes, mystery shirts do have a chance of being close to human. We took those out on a tour, actually, and nobody bought them. I was very sad because I really love those designs. But maybe Aesthetic Perfection fans just weren't ready to go to a show to buy cat t-shirts. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what goes through people's minds, but they're available right now for you to get them for just $10. Yeah. How many cats do you have, if any? I have just one cat. I am a one cat man. My heart can only belong to so many. So, got one wife, got one cat. More, it's too much. I love your music, the old stuff, the present, and the future stuff too. Wow. You know what's coming up soon? Have you heard the song for March already? I thought only the patrons will get a sneak peek at that on Friday for the listening party. That is a Patreon exclusive. And if you want to join it, it's open for all patrons. And you can do that at imperfectsociety.net. Boom. So much self-promotion today. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, look, cat. I have very little time. Cats are very demanding creatures. Mara's like a child. I don't actually have any children, so I don't know that for sure. But I just know that she has a very demanding personality. And when she says she wants something, I better give it to her. So I couldn't have multiple critters treating me that way, because I will only be demoralized by one animal. Not two, not three, not four, and certainly not five. I bought my cat shirt at a show. Please keep bringing them with you. Well, we can talk about that when shows resume, but there's got a lot more on our plate right now than shows. A lot more to worry about than shows. Shows will be back. The best design is Meowloween. Meowloween is certainly one of my favorites. It's classic. But I'm also partial to Star Paws and Felines, which is Aliens. Aliens is pretty much one of my favorite movies of all time. And so any chance to don that brand will be accepted by me. I have cats and children. The cats are very much like children. Well, it's good to know that my assumption was correct. Need a Hellraiser one. Not a bad idea. It's pretty good. Instead of the Hell Cube, it should be I don't know what the Hell Cube is called, but it should be like a ball of yarn. What size of your head, Daniel? Present you a hat. I wear a 58. Good old 58. That's an American size. I don't know what that is in European, but it's a 58 in American. Most hats are too small for me. I actually own a hat stretcher, and I have to stretch them out because my head is just so big. It's because I'm so smart. It's because I'm able to come up with those songs like what you just heard in like 5 minutes. It's, it's a thing. I want the cute shirt. Ah, yes, The Cure. Bobcats Don't Cry. That's a good one, too. Like them all. Here's a secret for you, though. I am not smart. At all. I probably would have failed out of high school if I hadn't tested out. So, if that's any indication, I'm not very smart. It's subjective. I hope that that's true. But I think the fact that I can't even like begin to solve an algebra problem, that's a problem. Algebra is not that hard. At least it shouldn't be. The half gloves you wear in your videos, are they a particular brand? I love them, and I did a random search on Amazon with not much luck. What did you search for? Just search for half gloves. They come right up. I don't buy anything brand. Like all of my shit is like straight from China. Or whatever those like sketchy like Alibaba sites. Like I buy my stuff on eBay or on like Alibaba and stuff like that. Before the start of like one of our last tours, I ordered like 4 hats or something like that from one of those places because I wasn't sure which one was going to be good because, hats can be a really dangerous buy because you just don't know what you're going to get, especially if it's through the mail, right? So they came from China and like they got shoved into the mailbox, and only one of them survived, and it ended up being the tour hat, which was a great hat. It served me for many shows, one tour. Then I gave it away. Yes, the hat you have is from Zara. I bought that at Zara in Barcelona right before my show there in 2000 something. But I remember it was because I went to the airport to start that tour and I realized that my hat was left at home. I forgot my hat. So literally the first thing I did when I went to Barcelona was like go to the mall, went to went to Zara, and they had a hat that fit me and it looked good. I got lucky. I got very lucky. Except Pumas. Yes, that is true. I do not wear anything that is brand name except for Pumas. Pumas are the only shoes that I wear and the only underwear that I wear. I should just get a Puma tracksuit though and just wear nothing but that. Oh my God. Am I going to try and say this Spanish thing? I do not speak Spanish. I have no idea what is saying. I hope it is nothing racist or otherwise terrible. Hey Daniel, eres el mayor del mundo, por favor. No dejes de hacer tu música, por favor. I really should learn Spanish. It's such an awesome language, and it's so useful. So many countries in the world speak Spanish, and I went and learned German. Oh, he was complimenting you. That is great. Excellent. I like compliments. Ooh. When I try to buy the cute shirt, it says that it only sends to America. This could be some I don't want to say the word on the live stream because YouTube punishes you for it. COVID. It could be related to the current situation in the world. because we ship worldwide. We ship everywhere, everything. Have you been to China? I have not been to China. I've actually never really been to any Asian country except for Japan. I went to Japan once for 2 weeks. Yeah, I've never been to China. Would really love to go. Super jealous that my boys in Lord of the Lost got to go play some shows in China. That's so awesome. It's a market I'd really like to get into. But we'll see about that. See what the future brings. I also really want to go to Southeast Asia. Oh, and I stopped in Singapore at the airport on my way to Sydney once. I don't think that counts. Your music has got me through so many rough times, and it still is. Thank yous. That is really kind of you. I always like hearing that my music has been useful to people because, you know, I started it just to figure out a way to make sense of what was going on in my own mind. And I never really thought that, you know, other people would find that helpful or meaningful. And obviously, like everybody else, I tend to get discouraged, you know, for whatever reason, just because that's life. I'm a human being. I get bummed out. I get discouraged. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you go, why did I decide to do this with my life? But, you know, knowing that my music has a purpose that is much, that goes beyond me, right, is a very humbling and motivating thing. Have you thought about doing a VR concert? I've thought about it, and I've decided that I absolutely will not do any live stream shows. There's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, I live in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't live in a big city. I don't have access to studios with, you know, the proper cameras for that type of thing. And my drummer lives in New York. There is currently a ban on people entering, or on Americans entering Europe. So even if I had a place, I couldn't get my drummer here. Third, my keyboardist and guitarist recently left the band, so I don't have a keyboardist or guitarist. I don't have a replacement for him. Why would I? I'm busy with my 12 singles in 12 months project, and since I don't think shows are going to return anytime soon, it just didn't seem like prudent for me to find a replacement for him. So I'm on the wrong continent, or let's say I'm in the wrong place. My band member is on the wrong continent. I'm missing another band member. And the most important thing is I actually think that these live stream shows are not interesting. I don't think that they're fun to watch. I think that, I don't know, like I watched a few of them and I'm like, okay, but it's not the same thing. People go to shows not just for the music. They go to their shows for the sort of tribal experience of being in a room full of people who feel the same way as them. They get, you know, drunk on the energy of the show, the community, just the energy, like everything. Like that's what going to a show is about. It's not sitting at home in your pajamas with your MacBook on your lap watching someone rock out in a studio. I find it super counter to everything that makes live shows good. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not into it. What would you have done if you weren't doing this? You mean being a musician? I probably would have been a writer or an actor. When I was really, really young, I wanted to be Tom Cruise. Like, that was my hero. Yeah, so I wanted to be just like Tom Cruise and be a big action star. But I was also taking a lot of literature and writing classes in sort of community college after I got my GED Took a lot of those, and I really enjoyed them. But music is just sort of the perfect thing for me because I believe that it's a marriage of like, good writing. Like I really love well written English, and now I'm starting to appreciate well written German. But I think music is just the thing that speaks to me the most. But I'm still interested in acting. I love doing all the voice acting stuff that has been coming up lately with the XRL7 animated show. I hope that I'm able to do more of that. I would love to do some, video games or more animated series. I really love animated series. I'd love to be like do voices for animated shows. But like, if God forbid my throat got ripped out and I couldn't sing and I went deaf and I couldn't write music anymore because I'm no Beethoven. I can't write deaf. Then I would be a writer. I would learn how to be an author. I'd start all over, start from zero, and just do it. I feel that the VR thing is more for the pandemic period so that people could get that fix that you would normally get in person. I guess that's the point, is that I don't believe that you actually get that fix. It does not scratch the itch. Watching a band play on your laptop does not scratch the same itch as going to a show in a room full of people with the volume and the energy and the sweat. It's not the same thing. And to be quite honest, I don't want memories of people watching my band to be associated with that. Like, that I just delivered some sort of like half-assed performance instead of using my time and energy and resources to invest into things that are exciting and interesting for right now, like new music. Because don't forget, if I were to do a live stream show, do you know how much time and money that would cost just for one show? Like, not even a tour. Like, you need to rehearse for weeks to be show ready. So you're going to do that for just one live stream show that isn't going to scratch the itch that anybody really needs scratched right now? That time, I feel, could just be much better spent on writing new music, doing what I can do, engaging with you guys this way until we can get back and do it right. Okay, guys, 5 more minutes. What would you say your biggest influence is when producing music? Or do you find inspiration in the mundane things? I think the great thing about being an artist is that you find a way to turn the mundane into something that is poetic or interesting or artistic, right? Being an artist really is about capturing the human experience and making it relatable to other people. So I take that job very, very seriously, and I do think a lot about how to package everyday experiences, feelings, thoughts in a way that is artistically exciting. So I'm pretty much inspired by everything. I have like a note in my phone that is just full of ideas for songs, right? Just like, I'm going to bed and I think, I should write a song about feeling this way. Okay, so then I have that in my mind, and then when I'm sitting in here and I'm trying to come up with something and I'm trying to coax a song out, I have these sort of breadcrumbs to follow. And it's interesting because I don't necessarily end up going down the path that they lead always, but it usually does give you a you do end up getting drawn down a path, even if it's not the one you initially planned on going down. Sorry for asking, but do you have an idea? Go for KSA. Do you hate KSA? I have literally no idea what you're saying. I have no idea what KSA is. I know gear questions are annoying, but if you don't mind, what mic do you use for singing? It's a blue Blueberry. I've used it for the last 10 years. I haven't used any other mic. I think it's a really nice mic. It gives you a really great sound. But I'm going to be quite honest with you. You don't need a $1,000 microphone to sound good. I used to think I would need a $1,000 microphone to sound good. That's why I bought a $1,000 microphone, but I don't think that you would need a $1,000 microphone to sound good. This microphone costs $100. This is a Rode NT USB. If I were to go and buy a new microphone now, I'd probably buy a Rode NT1. They sound great. Really, the thing that makes vocals sound good is being a good singer and having good mic technique, and then knowing how to mix them. It's really not so much the mic. You can get a crappy mic to sound good. I think this mic sounds great. And my whole thing is like I'm all about getting that intimate pop vocal sound, which you get from being like super close to your mic. And so it's just like knowing the gain staging for each of those sort of techniques, where it's like you want to sing super, super close, but you're screaming. Okay, you got to turn the gain down. You're sort of gonna sing soft, get really whispery. Well, then you got to turn the gain way up. As long as you're at -18 all the time. Spell out what KSA is. KSA. If you could solve one major issue, poverty, hunger, oppression, what would it be and why? I don't know. A part of me wants to say that I would try to solve those issues or solve multiple issues with one sort of wish from the genie. In some way, I wonder if eliminating greed would do that. But the problem is that greed is what also drives innovation. And I don't think that people are nearly as innovative when they're not, let's say, greedy for either money or recognition or anything like that. Like humans are just such status-driven animals, right? Like you take that away. Are we still going to go to Mars? I don't know. I would also try to think that maybe removing income inequality would be a good step in the right direction. Because you wonder if people who are not economically suffering, if they are going to go into crime, sex trafficking, all of that kind of like really bad stuff that people do. But I don't know. I don't have a great answer. Those are just sort of like the things that come off the top of my head. Because I don't think anybody has the answer. And the problem is that a lot of sort of politicians and talking heads like to pretend that they have the world figured out. But I think that the world is complicated. And if there was just one thing to be done that would sort of solve all human woe, we might have stumbled upon it by now. But the problem is that there is no simple answer to a complicated question. And nobody has it figured out. Nobody. Like literally nobody. Everybody is just winging it. We're all just floating in this terrifying, meaningless universe, and we're all trying to make it out alive, and absolutely none of us are going to. There's your whimsical answer. There's the way I'm ending it tonight. Oh, okay, I'm going to answer this question. Is it easy to get laid after a show? I wouldn't know. I've been with the same person for almost 16 years, maybe even 16 years by now. It's 2005, so yeah. I've never really been particularly interested in that. I'm a relationship kind of guy. That's my jam. Okay, I'm sorry again, but it's Saudi Arabia. I don't know. What am I supposed to say about Saudi Arabia? I've never been there. I'd love to go. I'd love to visit the Middle East, but I don't know. Do you want me to give you like some sort of deeply political answer? Because you're not going to get one. I'm an entertainer. I don't believe you answered that question. It's an interesting question because nobody's ever asked it before, which is funny. I'd love to know where you source your vampire blood. I've been following you since 2007 and you have not aged ever. My hairline would like to have a few words with you because it totally disagrees. All right. I think that is a great way to end. I wish I had ended on the depressing nihilistic worldview, but there were funny questions that I had to answer. Anyways, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Please be sure to check out my new stuff at I can't type when I'm doing it fast. store.aesthetic-perfection.net. Please consider becoming a patron if you want to help me make more music because I can't do it without you. Massive thanks to all of you for hanging out with me. Even massiver thanks to all my Patreon supporters. Raz, Elodia, Ada, Blee, Sean. Oh God, if I miss any of you, you're going to hate me forever. Okay, those are the only names that I recognize. Well, scrobbling? No, what was the word that I can't? Squibbling or something like that. Anyway, hey guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Be sure to check all my socials at on Friday because new music. All right. Love you guys. You take care. Bye.